Hello and welcome to another exciting lesson. In this lesson, we want to talk about practicalize how to use your hyperlinks. Hyperlinks. Now, I'm sure you will have noticed my style of teaching. I like repeating something more than once. So please bear with me. I just like it because I want you to master it. That's why I like repeating something more than once. All right, now let's get to it. Let's say, for instance, I want to create an hyperlink. So let me go on this line and press my enter key. Hyperlink is created using an element called A. That element is called anchor. Anchor. Okay, anchor. Now I'm going to press my tab. Now, remember I'm still using my brackets. Okay, I'm still using brackets. I'm not using Sublime Text. This is brackets. Now, A stands for anchor tag, okay, or anchor element. Now, if it's this is A element, that's the anchor element, attribute, hyperlink reference, then the equal sign, then the quoted attribute value. Okay, so remember that. Now, inside here right now, let's say that I want this to take me to a page called Google. Now, if I type in this, if I say google.com, right, and here, and then I say Google. Now, you're going to find out if A is an inline level or a block level element. You're going to find out now. Okay, now let's remember I'm using brackets. I'm going to click on my live preview. So wait for it to load. Loading, here it is, good. Now I have Google right here. Okay, it's coming on a new line. All right, now you'll find out later. Now let me click on this. Look at this. Can you see it blue? Can you see it blue, right? It's on blue. Because it's on blue because by default, any anchor element you use is always on blue and it's always underlined by default. Always underlined by default. So now let me click on this. It's going nowhere. So what happens? Is it that I don't have internet? No, I do. I have an internet supply. Now, the reason is this. If you want to reference a website or you want to create a link for a website, you have to reference it properly. So google.com is not understood. You have to put it with your hypertext transfer protocol secured. You have to use that. Okay? You have to use that. So your hypertext transfer protocol secured, then the colon, and then 2 forward slashes. Okay, now let me save it. Now, once I save it, remember, I don't always need to run it. All I just need to go is to my browser, right? Okay, now because, let me go back. Let me run it again. Because I went back, let me just have to okay, I've disconnected. Let me connect back. Now it's back. Now look at this. Let me right click on it. Click on open in new tab. Okay, or just let me just click on it directly. Let me just click on it directly. Now it's going to Google. Did you see that now? Now it's going to Google. The reason why it's going to Google now is because I have referenced the URL now properly with the hypertext transfer protocol secure, colon, 2 forward slashes before it. Anything at all, even if it's Amazon. Even if it is Amazon, anything at all, any site you use at all, you use this, save it, and then go, let me go to and let me change this to Amazon, right? Amazon. Okay, let me save it, and let me go to my browser. Okay, now let me go back. Okay, it's on Amazon, right? Good. So it's saved. Now if I click on it, see, it's taking me to Amazon's site. Okay, you must, as a must, you must reference it correctly with your HTTP. Okay, and the colon, 2 forward slashes. Now, this kind of referencing is called absolute absolute part. This is an absolute part. Absolute. Let me spell it here. This is an absolute part. Absolute part is what always takes you to a website. A website that is different from your own website. That's called an absolute part. Okay? Now, there's something we can do here, right here. And that thing here is called using an attribute called target. Let's go at the end of it here right now, space, and let's type in this word, TAR, target. Now, target is an attribute that allows you to go to blank, parent, self, and top, taking it straight away to a new page. So let's use blank. We're using blank. Okay, now let me save it. I've saved it, right? Good. Now let me go to my browser. Let's go back. Now see, absolute part, right? Now if I click on it, see, it's going to open it in a new page. I still have my former page in a new page. It's not going to load inside this. Remember the former time, it loaded inside this. Okay, it loaded inside this page. It loaded within this page. But now with the target attributes and with the attribute value of underscore blank, it takes you to a new page. That means it opens a new page completely. Okay, so that is why we use the target underscore blank. Now, enter key, A, that's the anchor element, then it becomes the anchor tag. Now, inside this anchor tag right now, let me create a page called, let me say I create a page called, let me just say I create a page called abc.htm. Now, let me say I saved it in my desktop, /. Now, this is the place I'm going to save it in, and this, so desktop is the reference of the place you're saving it in. abc.hm is the reference of the page. Okay, all right, so let me save this. Let me call it new page. Okay, now this kind of reference, this kind of link is called relative part. Relative part means that you're still within your own sphere. You're not going to somebody else's site. Right now, Amazon, I'm going to somebody else's site. That's why it's called an absolute. But right here, I'm going within my own reference, within my own. So it's relative to me. That's why, you know, relative means that it's I'm keen to it. So it's relative to me. So that's why it's going to be like this. Now, let me create a new. Let me go to File. Let me go to New. Now, this new, let me save it. Okay. And let me save it. You remember I said I'm saving it in my desktop, right? So let me save it as, what did I say I was saving it as? ABC, right? abc.htm. Is it HTML? Okay, let me just save it as HTML. I can't remember what I said. I saved it as HTML. So let me go back to the practice. Okay, yes, HTML. Good. Now, this is HTML, right? Good. Okay, now let's give this, let me just give this some codes. Body. Okay, let me just copy this because I don't want to recode that. Okay, now let me close the body. /. Did you see something that happened just now? I purposely did this. And let me delete it again. Remember that body is opened here, but the body doesn't have a close tag, right? So you do your shift comma to get your less than. Then you do your /. Your /. is found on the question mark of your keyboard. So if I press my question mark right now, see, it closes it for me directly. Okay, now let me also close the HT. Remember, this HTML is not closed. HTML tag here is not closed. So let me also do the same thing here. Less than and /. See, it closes it for me because it recognizes I didn't close it. So inside here right now, let me create a tab. Now let me reference this also to desktop / this page. I save this in my desktop. So I'm going to call it practice.htm, right? practice.htm. Okay, now let me save it also. Good. Now let me view this. Let me preview this live. Oh, I didn't give it a value. Sorry about that. My practice page. Okay, let's just call it my practice. Save it again. Let me go back. All right. So now this is a relative part. Let me click on it. Okay, practice.htm. Let me see what's happening. Folder. Wait a minute, there's no point. Let me remove the desktop. It's already in the desktop. So let me remove desktop. Sorry about that. Let me remove desktop from here. No point. Let me remove desktop also from here. Already desktop. Okay, now let me save it. I've saved it, right? Good. Now I've reloaded it. Let me click on it. Good. Okay, sorry about that. I shouldn't have created a desktop part. Since it's already on the desktop, both of them are on the same place. So that's why it's called relative part. They are both on desktop. So if I click on this, it goes to this page. If I click on this, it goes back to the other page. Click on this, it goes to this page. Click on this, it goes back to the other page. Sorry about that. So this is for relative part. A relative part is that both of them are in the same part. They're in this. So assuming I created them in a folder, both of them will have been in the same folder. So I don't need to always be putting / this. Okay. All right. So this is, both of them are in desktop. I don't need to reference desktop anymore. Good. Now you get it. All right. So if you're going to another site, it is called an absolute part. But if you're going within yourself, so whenever I click on, let's say all these websites that have contacts, like this Amazon site now, all this right now is a relative part, is within Amazon. Is not somewhere else, is within. So if I click on customer service right now, for instance, it is within Amazon. Okay, it's not outside Amazon, it's still within Amazon.